As a great philosopher once said, the best things in life are $1,200 German engineered powder skis. But that philosopher would be lying if he called them powder skis when they perform so well in all conditions. The ski has been called many things by many outlets, with Blister saying things like, the skis are quick, super predictable, and easy to pivot, whether on wind-scoured, firm, fast, big, soft, or slow. Volkl themselves call it the most technically advanced big mountain ski ever created, with Blister also saying they are the most damp carbon skis they've ever been on, saying the werks katana is the opposite of bone jarring and teeth rattling. They absorb the energy of impacts like a rubber ball that won't bounce. So while they are incredibly damp, they are still lightweight, not heavy steamrollers. Blister also goes as far to say they owe Volkl an apology for completely dismissing reviewing the ski for so long, saying that it floats as well as anything its size, and that as an all-mountain ski in soft conditions, the ski doesn't seem like it ought to be able to perform as well as it does. Also saying that in firm conditions, it's very capable, predictable, powerful, and precise on groomers. Backcountry Skiing Canada said, I've been trying to find a fault with the V-Works and have been testing them on groomers, crud, pow, chop, corn, trees, bumps, steeps, flats. So far they have excelled in every condition, in every terrain. They're fast, powerful, and smooth carving a turn. They say both short and long radius turns are no problem for the V-Works and the stability is unmatched. In crud and chopped it feels like there isn't anything to fight through as the wide shovels bust through it all, keeping you on course and surprisingly stable. When it comes to deep powder, it's obvious these skis will float, and given their long early rise, the tips never dive. Ending their review by saying that the V-Works Katana is the only ski that they would say is a true quiver of one for both resort and touring, something I've never heard any reviewer say. I want to point out one major thing about this ski. Volkl designed this ski in 2013 and have not touched it for a decade. Can you name any manufacturer of any ski that created something and not touched it for 10 years and still sells out every year? I don't think so. This is even more remarkable considering the fact that this ski retails at $1,200. I'm not going to lie and say that that isn't a ludicrous amount, but compared to money I've spent on other skis, it is the best money I have spent, and they aren't too hard to find for a few $100s off. I dare you to go find one, pick it up, and tell me that you've seen anything else near the build quality. I've bashed rocks, scraped things, hit trees, and never had a single issue with them. I've skied 10,000 feet in a day on them. I've skied corn on them, ice on them, obviously powder on them, and never had a single complaint. So is there any downside to this masterpiece? Volkl does market it more as a resort ski. However, they do mention touring in its description. And I will say the only downside is that this thing is a beast. While not particularly demanding, it is heavier than probably most touring skis you've ever been on. And yet, as I've said in other videos, the extra mass is only about 20%, but the performance is probably much more than 50% more than any touring ski I've been on. So there you have it, the mythical quiver of one that has been out for a decade, that everybody wants to pass up for the latest shiny things. The best has already been made, and it's readily available. And now companies are starting to get wise. The Forefront Raven shares almost the exact same rocker profile, as does the entire new series by Faction, the La Machines. The Black Crow's inbounds version of the Corvus also shares the same rocker profile, and they say it is their flagship ski. I do think that this ski is for thick boys, meaning 180 pounds plus, at least as far as touring goes. If you're looking for something similar, but for lighter skiers, then I would wholeheartedly recommend the BMT 109, which offers kind of the same performance but downsized. for less thick individuals. The BMT, however, is much harder to find, and the rocker profile is a little more rockered, so it's less versatile on firmer conditions. The volkl 108 also shares the same rocker profile, however, it has much more side cut, so it's much more oriented for the piste. It also doesn't use state-of-the-art materials, and I don't think it's very special. Other alternatives include things that I've already mentioned, such as some forefront skis and the new La Machines. However, just remember that they are all copying the originals, the kings, the katanas. And at least in the case of forefront, while having almost the exact same shape and rocker profile and weight, they are not nearly as damp. As Blister said in their review, how damp these skis are for their weight is illogical. I would go so far as to say it actually is black magic.